this is composition collaboration assignment 3 Rationale. So I'm going to outline the two compositions. We've got like a spy scene song, and we've also got like a battle scene slash sci-fi, keeping it quite funny, you know, with the comedy one, spy comedy, and also with the battle one it'll be like action and just the use of building up drama. To identify some similar pieces of the music already, we've got in Johnny English Reborn, we've got the wheelchair scene where it's like gives you the same feeling, where it's like a slow build up, but coming into the last bit where he's going like underneath the lorry, but it keeps good suspense, but also it's quite funny because of the way the action's portrayed. You've also got in Austin Powers, you've got the mini-me fight scene. Again, same point. It's funny, but it's meant to be like a spy film, so you kind of get that inkling that something's going on, but it's always really a joke. For the battle one, you've got Warcraft, which is like the final battle, which is like your use of like different points for the action, so that at certain points there'll be more instruments, at certain points there'll be less. And also Wrath of the Titan, battle scene. Same points again, it kind of builds up as it builds back down in certain points, and I'll get onto instrumentation next. So to point out any of the shared aspects, in Johnny English you've got like backing drum, so you've got like long fills, and you've also got like a repeating bass line to give you that tension builder. And instruments are added as the scene progresses. This is like a familiar thing for all our scenes, but they progress as you go. It's a 4/4 with a quick tempo. Yep, so that's that one. For Austin Powers, you got like a lead guitar, and it's like a kind of twangy kind of guitar sound, which is like also again 4/4 standard common time, and it's quick. They use the lead guitar to kind of build in sections where there isn't much going on, where they might be getting up off of the floor or anything like that, but they use it to fill gaps mainly. For the battle scene on Warcraft, you've got like the big trumpets and heavy timpanis, like you've got maybe more than one timpani playing, so you've got like a build up of quite a few. There's an underlying violin in like talking sections, so for example when there's a bit of dialogue between characters they use like violins underneath, and there's also like a heavy brass, but they only use like long simple notes, so you might only have one brass note for like 10 violin notes. It depends. The instrument changes at defining points, and that is repetition throughout that. So like at maybe a big hit, there'll be a certain thing, and that'll be for every big hit. So in 6/8 time, it's like a flowing melody. It's like swing, so it's like so it's like a flowing melody. Wrath of the Titans, you've got like a choir, like an underneath choir, and like the other two, so like the other one, you've got the music progresses as the scene goes. So the more action, the more instruments, maybe the more dynamic changes there are. That's in 4/4, but again, it's like a stamping beat, you know, for depending on what the action is. Alright, are these examples effective? The spy comedy music from Johnny English and Austin Powers is effective because it gives you the impression of there's like a big moment maybe coming up, but it's also a moment of, that's funny. You know, like he's going along in a wheelchair, and he just bumps in line for a cue of a lift, for example. Yeah, it's still, like I said, yeah, it still keeps the fun and somewhat upbeat feel. Makes light of the situation. For example, the sci-fi battle scene music is effective because it helps build the scene and battles up to a point where there is the use of all the instruments. For example, right in the middle of the scene, you might have 4 or 5 timpanis, trumpets, bass line, brass, and all different kinds of things. I.e., over like an important moment, like I said, these will be used. So overall, I think that both of them are very effective. So like Johnny English Austin Powers one's very effective because it gives you a completely different feel to what you see from just a spy film or just a comedy film, and the battle ones are very much just the norm of what you expect. Right, I'm now going on to like my own objectives, aims, and things like that now. So like, what are my personal aims? Is just to make sure that when me and Tom are composing, to make sure each...
Doing a video, Chris.
It's alright. Make sure each bit of the music we do is relevant to the genre and film, and don't change too much from what the norm is. So for example, with the battle one, is to use the instruments that are in it. There's no point doing a pop song if you're going to be in the middle of a battle scene from years back. I will also want to make sure that I put all my personal ideas down, so that we could join both ideas and use them in different ways to what we have in previous compositions. This will mean that each aspect will have like a different outlook on it than it has previously. What I consider my role to be in the composition process is basically what I just said, is to give ideas once the main basic structure's down. So what I mean by that is, say if me and Tom work out, oh, this violin section will be perfect for the beginning, then I can go away, get some ideas to improve it. Tom might go away and get some ideas, and we can like use them together. This is something that we probably haven't done so much in the past, but again, it's a build up over the composition process. And also, I want to make sure that each song gets the appropriate time on it. That we're not rushing, and that we're not rushing, and that we put each part together and make sure that each time gets specific time on it. So we are not stopping doing one bit. You know, and like maybe the spy one gets like 5 weeks, and the sci-fi one gets 2 weeks, and then it's like a rush. Even though it might not seem like that sometimes, it just puts more work on your shoulders. The last little thing I'm going to say is just like, do I reckon this has been successful? And I would say it has, because I can help develop personally ideas which will mean we have two different outlooks. So Tom's outlook on maybe having an idea, my outlook, and then we can say, well, your idea will work in this part, my idea will work in that part. And I think previously and this time that's worked the best it has, and we don't want to change a different method.